Ever feel like you're staring down a Magento project that's about as tangled as a plate of spaghetti after a toddler's birthday party? You know those moments when you're a developer or maybe a project manager or even a business analyst just wishing you had some kind of magic wand.
Yeah, wave it and make the chaos disappear.
Exactly. That feeling.
It's a sentiment I think resonates with, well, pretty much anyone who's ever tried to wrangle the beast that e-commerce development can sometimes be.
Yeah.
That longing for, a simpler way, a shortcut.
Well, for you battling those digital dragons, we're diving deep into a potential superpower today. The book AI-Driven Development with Magento V2. Now, hold on. This isn't some, super technical tome only for the hardcore coding ninjas. Whether you're a seasoned developer fluent in Magento's every nuance, a project manager keeping all those plates spinning, or a sharp business analyst translating vision into reality, this book's aiming to give you an edge.
What's really interesting is the central idea. Using artificial intelligence, not just to make Magento development faster, but maybe in a way that's actually, dare I say, less stressful.
Huh. Less stressful would be nice.
More like having a super helpful, tireless assistant right there in your corner.
Exactly. We're talking about turning those where do I even start moments into aha moments, hopefully with, fewer late nights fueled by desperation and way too much caffeine.
We've all been there.
So for this deep dive, we're going to zoom in on two areas that we think you'll find immediately useful. First up, we're demystifying prompts, those seemingly simple instructions you give to the AI.
Ah, the magic words.
Right. They can unlock some truly impressive results if you know how to phrase them. The book is apparently packed with practical examples you can try out.
And secondly, what's the other focus?
We're going to look at how this actually translates into building real-life Magento modules with AI. Forget abstract concepts. We're talking tangible examples, how this tech can lay the groundwork for your projects.
Okay, so practical application.
Yeah, no theory for theory's sake, just actionable insights to seriously boost your Magento game. So, for you wondering how to make your Magento life a little easier, let's unpack this.
What's fascinating is how the book really emphasizes this idea of prompt-driven development, or PDD. Think of it less like shouting random commands at a digital genie.
Right, hoping for the best.
And more like having a structured conversation that guides the AI to the solutions you actually need.
Right. It's the difference between wandering aimlessly through a giant warehouse looking for some specific widget versus having a detailed map and a helpful assistant who knows exactly where it is. The book makes it super clear that the quality of your prompts is paramount. It's almost like learning to speak the AI's specific dialect.
Precisely. And the book gives a great example of this with creating a custom product attribute. A basic prompt, like create a custom product attribute, might get you something.
Something vague, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it'll probably miss a whole bunch of crucial details that are specific to Magento,
Yeah, you might as well be asking for a car. Do you need a minivan, a sports car? Something that can handle off-roading. The AI needs specifics, like, will this attribute be a drop-down? Should it show up in the admin?
Can customers filter by it?
Does our GraphQL API need to know about it? A vague prompt just won't cut it in the Magento world. It's too complex.
And this is where the book shines, apparently,
Yeah.
by showing how to refine those initial broad requests into much more precise and effective prompts. They illustrate how adding details like the specific Magento version you're using.
Oh, that's crucial.
Absolutely. Because, let's be honest, what works in 2.3 might just throw a tantrum in 2.4,
Right, totally.
And specifying the exact type of attribute where it needs to be visible and editable, even as GraphQL requirements. That makes all the difference.
It's all about those nitty-gritty details that make Magento.
Right.
Well, Magento. The book really drives home the point that you might need to iterate. Your first prompt might not be perfect.
Right, it's a process.
But by providing more context, maybe asking the AI clarifying questions, you're essentially training it to give you the specific output you're looking for. It's like teaching a very enthusiastic but slightly clueless intern how to do things the Magento way.
That's a good analogy. And what's particularly insightful for, folks aiming to streamline their workflow is the emphasis on the specification first pattern.
Specification first. Okay, tell me more.
The idea here is that you actually outline all the requirements for what you want to build before you even start asking the AI to generate any code.
Oh, I like that. It's like thinking through all the steps to assemble that complicated IKEA furniture before you start ripping open boxes and inevitably losing screws.
Exactly. So
Yep.
instead of just vaguely saying, I need a new feature for displaying product reviews, you actually think about, well, how will those reviews be stored? How are they displayed? Who can write them? All the nuts and bolts.
Okay, that makes sense.
And for teams, the book even suggests using shared specification templates. Now, this is a fantastic way to make sure everyone, developers, project managers, business analysts, is on the same page.
Right, avoids confusion.
It gives the AI a much clearer target to aim for, leading to less back and forth and hopefully fewer misunderstandings down the line for you and your team.
That makes perfect sense for keeping projects on track. If everyone's working from the same detailed plan, the AI is much more likely to generate code that actually plays nicely with the rest of the system. It helps avoid those, my module doesn't talk to your module headaches.
Yeah, those can really plague Magento projects.
Yeah.
And for you looking for efficient ways to tackle complex tasks, the book also highlights things like the incremental builder pattern.
Breaking it down.
Yeah, breaking down big problems into smaller, more manageable prompts.
Mhm.
And the reference implementation pattern, where you give the AI examples of existing, well-written code to learn from.
Ah, like showing it good examples.
Exactly. These are really smart strategies for getting the best out of your AI assistant, according to the book.
Okay, so we've seen how crafting the right prompts can be like having the magic spell to get the AI working for you. Now, let's talk about putting that magic into action, actually building Magento modules. The book has some great practical examples.
Yeah, laying the foundation.
How AI can help you get started with new features.
What's particularly useful, especially for you developers out there, is how AI can handle the often tedious but absolutely essential process of module scaffolding.
Ugh, scaffolding. Necessary evil.
Totally. We're talking about generating those foundational files that every single Magento module needs: the registration.php, the module.xml, the composer.json, all that behind-the-scenes stuff that makes Magento even recognize your new code exists.
Right. It's like prepping your workspace before you start a big project. It might not be the most thrilling part, but if those basic files aren't set up correctly, well, nothing else is going to work.
And the book shows how AI can generate these, like in a flash, saving you from potential typos and syntax errors
Oh, the hours lost to typos.
that can have you scratching your head for ages.
Yeah.
The book apparently walks through an example of generating these files for a product badge module.
Okay, like new or sale badges.
Exactly. And the prompt they outline includes the module's name, a short description, any other Magento modules it relies on, maybe the database tables it'll need, any settings you want to configure in the admin panel, and even default values for those settings. It's a really comprehensive starting point for you.
That's fantastic for saving valuable dev time. So instead of spending, half an hour wrestling with XML files and getting namespaces just right,
Easily.
maybe more.
The AI can give you a solid starting point in minutes. That frees you up to focus on the real meat of the module, the actual logic that makes it do cool stuff.
And for you dealing with Magento's database structure, the book also touches on working with dbschema.xml files. This is a big deal in Magento 2 with the declarative schema definition. Yes, declarative schema.
AI can help you generate these files, making sure your database structure is correctly defined and, plays nicely with Magento's whole architecture.
Okay, for anyone who's ever had the pure joy of manually updating database schemas in Magento, that sounds like a genuine lifesaver. Seriously.
Right.
Making sure all the connections and indexes are just right. It can feel like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded sometimes. Having AI help with that declarative approach could prevent a lot of database gremlins for you.
The book even shares a little case study, apparently from an agency called Ecommerce, where they use AI prompts to standardize their configuration files across projects.
Oh, interesting. Standardization.
Yeah, this not only made their modules more consistent, but also, crucially, reduced the number of errors they encountered. It shows how AI can help entire teams adopt best practices. Good for you managing those teams.
So we're not just talking about individual developers getting a boost here. Entire agencies can leverage this kind of AI-powered standardization, leading to more reliable and easier to maintain code for everyone involved, including, you project managers keeping an eye on code quality and long-term maintenance.
Absolutely. And generating these initial foundation files is just the beginning, right? The book then delves into more advanced examples like implementing API integrations.
Connecting Magento to the outside world. Always fun. The book uses a case study involving the Rick and Morty API, which I have to say is a pretty fun way to illustrate a technical concept for you.
It makes it memorable, right? But what's interesting for you technically is how the initial prompt for this API module doesn't just say fetch data from the Rick and Morty API.
No, that would be too simple.
It also specifies crucial technical details like the required PHP version and, importantly, the need to follow Magento's service contract pattern.
Ah, service contracts. Good practice.
Exactly. This ensures the AI generates code that's not only functional but also adheres to Magento's best architectural practices, important for you building robust solutions.
It's all about building things the Magento way, isn't it? Even when you've got AI helping with the heavy lifting. The book even has a section called Deconstructing the Perfect Performance Prompt.
Oh, performance.
Vital for you working on Magento sites where speed and efficiency are paramount. You can't just build something that works. It has to work well within the often demanding Magento environment.
Exactly. Performance is non-negotiable, really. And for you steer owners and administrators, the book also briefly touches on building CLI commands and cron jobs with AI.
Okay, automation tasks.
Yep. Essential for automating various tasks and keeping your Magento store running smoothly behind the scenes. The key takeaway, again, is that even for these more specialized areas, the AI can be guided to follow Magento's specific architectural patterns, crucial for you maintaining stability.
So it sounds like the book gives you a really comprehensive overview then, how AI can assist in building all sorts of Magento modules, from the basic groundwork right up to more complex integrations and automations.
Yeah, it seems pretty thorough.
It's not just about spitting out random code snippets. It's about helping you build functional, well-structured Magento extensions.
That's a perfect way to put it. The book really demonstrates the practical application of AI across many different aspects of Magento development through these real-world module building scenarios for you.
Now, while the book is, all about the cool stuff AI can generate, it doesn't forget about making sure that generated code is actually good. Quality control.
Right, super important.
It briefly mentions automated testing strategies for AI-generated modules, things like unit tests, integration, functional tests, and also talks about the importance of having manual QA checklists.
Check and balances.
Because, let's be honest, you can't just assume the AI will get everything perfect every single time, right? Especially not with something as complex as Magento.
Absolutely crucial. Verification is key for you. The book emphasizes the need to have processes in place, both automated and manual, to review and validate the AI's output. Make sure it aligns with Magento's best practices and, of course, your specific project needs.
So this isn't about replacing developers with robots. It's more about giving you developers a powerful assistant.
A co-pilot, maybe.
Yeah, a co-pilot. That can handle a lot of the groundwork, freeing you up to tackle the more complex, the more creative problem-solving aspects of your Magento projects.
Precisely. And the great thing for you, even if you're maybe newer to Magento development, is that AI can actually help you learn and implement features more effectively.
How so?
By generating well-structured code that follows best practices, you can learn from the output, essentially.
That's a fantastic point. For those of you who might be just starting out with Magento development, it could be a real accelerator, getting you contributing meaningfully to projects much faster than you might have otherwise.
Definitely. And it's not just for developers, is it? We touched on this, but for you project managers.
Right, the PMs.
The increased efficiency and potentially more accurate estimations that AI-assisted development might bring, that could be a game changer for keeping projects on schedule and, crucially, within budget.
Absolutely. Fewer surprises, hopefully. And for you business analysts out there, this book sounds like it offers a way to potentially bridge that gap between business requirements and the often complex technical realities of Magento.
Yeah. How does that work?
Well, AI could help clarify requirements by generating potential technical implementations or outlining options. It helps ensure what's being asked for is actually, feasible within the platform for you, early feasibility checks.
Ah, I see. So it encourages a better understanding across the entire team, really.
Yeah.
For you, from the initial business idea all the way through to the final technical implementation, less stuff lost in translation.
Exactly. So to kind of wrap things up for you listening, AI-driven development with Magento V2 sounds like a really practical and even, dare I say, potentially fun way to tackle your Magento projects.
Fun. Maybe less frustrating, at least.
Huh. Fair enough. Less frustrating. And it seems applicable no matter your role developer, PM, BA, or how much Magento experience you currently have. It's apparently full of those real-world prompt examples and those step-by-step module building scenarios that you can start using pretty much right away.
It truly seems like a valuable resource for any of you working with Magento who's looking to tap into the power of AI, boost your productivity, and improve the quality of your work. The book itself will obviously have way more details on examples than we can cover here.
Absolutely. So if you're intrigued by the idea of having an AI sidekick or co-pilot to help you conquer those Magento challenges, we definitely recommend you dive deeper and check out AI-driven development with Magento V2. We think the time you'll save and the increased efficiency you'll likely see will be well worth it for you.
What's really interesting to think about, though, for you is the bigger picture. When you and your team can maybe delegate those routine, time-consuming tasks to AI, what new possibilities does that unlock
Good question.
for innovation, for delivering really exceptional Magento experiences?
That's the big question for you to ponder, isn't it? Imagine the possibilities when you and your team can leverage AI to handle the more routine, maybe grunt work aspects of Magento development, freeing up your time and energy to focus on genuine innovation and delivering truly outstanding Magento experiences for your customers. What kind of game-changing features could you build then? It's definitely something for you to think about as you consider how AI might fit into your own Magento workflow.